Okay, and good morning. Week 3 of the strangest existence that I think any of us have ever known, and just looking to see who's coming in, whether or not there are any issues with the live feed. So if you're ready for this live feed and wanting to be acknowledged or just wanting to check out that we're all good, this workout today, which is Monday, April the 6th, can you believe it? It's going to be Easter next weekend. April the 6th is a live workout. We have someone watching. Live workout with a yellow band. Okay, so we're using the yellow dyno band. I have suggested using a dressing gown belt. That will be a poor relation to it, but will give you the sense of what you're doing with your hands and the band. If in using that, hello Lorna, hello Emily, if in using a belt because you don't have a stretchy band and you're finding it's more confusing than useful, then just get rid of it. And do this whole workout being mindful that the arm positions will be holding some small resistance which the yellow band feeds into your body. So we have Emily, Lorna and 6 others who are identified, which is fine. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to change anything. Ken Everett, you're in. Fantastic. And Baron. So you're looking to use a stretchy band. I'm using the yellow one. It's particularly long, therefore it's not too tight in any position. I can hold it as loose as I want. So if you've got a THERABAND, a dyno band, whatever they're seen as, elasticy properties within it, then get ready with that now. If you want to try with a scarf, or a stretchy scarf, or a dressing gown belt is the word, then that too I'm assured can give you some feedback. The workout you will do today will be relatively basic because the last thing I want to do while I can't watch, hello Sue, I don't want to injure anyone's shoulders, so we're in a category of age group, whether we like it or not, where shoulder injury, because rotator cuffs are relatively weak and our posture's more distorted by age, you're more likely that when you're holding something with your hands with resistance, to actually feel, hello Sarah, you're more likely to feel stuff in the wrong place, hello Donna. So the reason I'm going to make it low key and repeat is to teach you the basic band workout. If you haven't got a band, don't tune out, stay tuned in, because I will make sure that actually you understand what you're doing when you do have that band. We do have another 9 bands left for sale. I have 3 orange balls left and I have about actually I've probably got about 40 glute bands left. So if you're needing that equipment before we ever get stopped from travelling anywhere, you might want to get it booked in now, or if you find it online, that's fine. The equipment I would sell you would be top-end studio level rather than just cheaper, but cheaper is fine for this period of time. Okay, so you will need your mat, you will need your band, you need to become familiar with the band in terms of how you hold it, and obviously we're not going to use anything but the band today and our bodies. Hello Lorraine, good to see you, good morning. I'm going to go and stand now where I can't see what's going on, so just give me a moment while you get yourself sorted. You're going to start standing facing your TV screen or your screen that you're looking at to make sure that you can see what's going on. I'm going to find my band and also be sure to record through a secondary device. If you can see my studio now, my new equipment is not Reformer, it's not Cadillac, it's not ladder barrels, it's not anything that I've trained for 20 years in. It is a TV screen, it is Zoom, it is multiple means of recording and visualising and make sure I have secondary backups. Hello everybody, happy Monday morning. The sun was shining, although I'm looking outside, it's a little bit dull now. So, first thing to do, let's go through the kind of baseline principles for this. If you stand on a mat, stand so that you're facing the screen so you can see stuff, and then hold your band largely where it's across the palms of the hands, so I've got my hands, palms of the hands, and it's as though it's something quite, what's the word? Delicate. It won't be delicate in a minute, but you want your palms to the ceiling. First position to go to is bent arms. So if I show you from the sides, I've got bent arms, palms to the ceiling, known as supplication pose, and my knees are going to be soft. I'm going to take it so that all you do is offer a tiny bit of push and return. So just stretch that band out. If you've got a dressing gown belt, it too would be baggy here. You find the point of tension and you open. So this effectively, if you keep your elbows right in, is something that wakes up the shoulder stabilizers, and it goes without saying. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you offer that band away sideways. If you imagine you're a waiter and you've got plates of food in these hands, you're not wanting to tip the food up or down. You're wanting to keep the hands flat, the wrists strong, and as you open, think of the upper body, back of the shoulder, and front of the chest opening and feeling that tension, and then releasing the tension off. Okay, that's basic connection. And what we'll do now is we'll take it so that you go for wide feet, you're going to squat and then push the band out and then pull your elbows in and stand back up. Okay, so you squat, expand your arms and the band comes, arms go wide, and then pull your elbows in and stand up. I'll show you from the front. There's going to be a squat. I'll then push my arms to the ends of my mat, pull my elbows back in and come back up. Now if that pushes on and pulls on the front of your shoulder in the wrong way, then you're doing it in a way that's either too intense, and therefore let more of your band be baggy, so that as you go into your reach, you've got the actual right position for your needs. So we go down, squat, exhale, expand the band, inhale, bend at your elbows and come back in. This is simple, but this is making sure you are taught in a way that's changing you, not injuring you, okay? So we're learning, we're making our body understand what it is to connect with something in the upper body and the lower body. Let's just do 2 more of those. The squat happens, you're in neutral, your arms open, just stay here. If you stay there, so my palms now almost face the floor and my chest is open. If I was to stay here, in fact stay here everyone, now stand up, keeping that shape. So the band ends up just below breast, lower down and stand up. That might help some of you understand what the band's meant to be doing. So the band is across my ribs, below my breast, below the pecs, if you're using the band. And as I hold this shape, my palms are facing the floor as I go down, and they're facing the front TV screen as I come back up. Down and up. Going down and up. Okay, let that go. Now take the band behind you. Go back to more of a, in fact no, let's go to wider. Let's play with leg positions as well. So the band now goes behind the place that it was at the front. So if you imagine the band's being tied around here, in fact you can tie it around there if it's long enough. Let's do it like this. So same principles, elbows are bent, palms are to the ceiling, and squat and pull your elbows in. So you're pushing away and down rather than up. So if you can see yourself, and as you breathe out, it's as though the band squeezes the air out of you. Remember those principles for feet. The knees go over the second toe, the thighs pull wide open, and already the muscles that make up your upper back stability system should be activating. The front of the chest, the front deltoid, some of the pecs, should also feel as though they get involved in that length. If we stay down here now, you can lower, and, or you can deepen, and deepen both legs and arms, and deepen. Notice that my shoulders don't hunch up. Just going to change my side view for you. So I'm in my sumo squat. My head is going forwards, partly because I'm trying to see the screen, but I feel a lot of workload now through my deltoid and through my obliques. Okay, stay down there this time, and then put both hands on the knees. From that position there, take one arm up and stretch and return. So it's as though you're feeling one arm reaches, over you go, and return. Breathe. So I pull down towards the outside of my knee, and it's like the diagonal, isn't it? So you've got that T-shape arms, diagonal. Breathe. Deepen your plie squat, and again, deepen your plie squat. Exhale. Let's do once more each side so you get used to it, and if it's too intense, relax the band. You can do all of this without the band. The band helps you know where your upper body is, and if you use your breath, it makes more sense. Okay, to let that have a release, allow the band to relax, nod your chin, and just go down to the floor,
So you've got a forwards rolled spine, legs aren't locked out, but your head's hanging, your band is no longer tensioned, and then bend the legs, tuck the bottom under, and bring your spine back up. Okay, next position, we're going to use the band in a regular squat position. So to do that, I'm going to be at the end of the mat to do this to start with, just so you know. Take your band and take your feet your hip width apart. One top tip on this band work, particularly bands, the biggest issue about the band is being patient to make sure it's in the right place on your foot. Now if you were wearing trainers it'd be less of an issue, but with bare feet, which is better anyway, you want to make sure that the whole of your band is flat, so otherwise, because if it gets bunched up it'll hurt you, whichever way. You're in this position here, and first thing we'll do with the squat position, keep your knees soft, hold the band wherever you want to, and have your upper body so that your tension on the band you can work out. Yep, that feels nice. You can bicep curl, and now notice the timing. I go up with the same timing, and I lower back down with the same timing. So there's something called a concentric, that's that moment there which you all find easy, and the eccentric lengthening phase, which is a real Pilates breath phase, gives you what we call the longer and leaner strength. So in other words, don't go 1, 2, 3, it ain't that. All right, so you understand what we're doing there, and we're going to do a squat. So we go down into the squat, elbows by the sides, and as you come up, push your arms forwards. Down into your squat, the band goes light, up, as though you're offering something forwards. The palms are facing each other, the band is trapped between the thumb and the fingers. Down into your squat, and push. So already, there should be some deep heat happening in your body. And remember, if it's too intense, then either hold the band more lightly, or let go of the band completely, okay? You don't have to push so far forwards that it goes into your neck. You can push down to the floor. That's another way of making it lighter. Stay down this time. I'm going to hold my band and cross it over. So switch hands with the band. You've now got a cross. So crisscross position, and then breathe out, stand up, and send your arms wide. Inhaling, exhale. Drive your breathing muscles into your obliques. Exhale, open the chest. Inhaling, pull the elbows in. Breathing out, push through the heels. Find your core. Exhale. And if you can see yourself anywhere, you'd want to be seeing everything more level from shoulder to hand. Now when I get zoom up and going, which we're definitely heading there, I'll be able to see and give you cues that are really necessary. We all need cueing, trust me, myself included. Down we go, and up we go. Down one more, up and stay. So there, lower your arms, don't lock out your legs, and push. So my knees are soft, lower and press. I can feel the band dragging across my knee joint. Inhale and reach. Inhaling, I'm not locked out anywhere. I've got the time to pelvic floor, transverse wall connect on the breath out, navel spine. I am in neutral for those that aren't quite sure. Always neutral for anything except legs in the air. Okay, I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to hold the band with my fist, nod the chin and nod, roll down through the spine and push my band to either sides of my feet in the roll down position, and then breathing out, come all the way back up, and that's that for that. Okay, going back to your lunge position, so line out your lunge. This is giving you a good old leg workout as well as educating you about the band, which is really what matters. Okay, the band is now under my scapula-ish. My clothing here isn't really the best for this, but anyway, find your squat. So first things first, so I've got my line up through my feet and my arms are reaching forwards so that when I go down and back, and armpits as I go down and I come back up, breathe. And so the moment when my arms come forwards, I'm not rolling my shoulders, I'm not rounding my upper spine, I'm keeping that lovely straight back, straight being lined up. It's still a squat, as in you're hinging at the hip. I look because I'm looking at the screen, as though, so I would actually be looking down and only at the screen when I come up, if I'm aligning everything without thinking about teaching. All right, the next time I go down, I'm going to stay. From here then, I'm going to pick up your left heel to tiptoes, pull my arm in and going across the other arm and back. So across, remember if you wanted more tension, you could hold it, or you could hold that arm there. Whichever way, you're trying to create a little bit more physical awareness. Go down and stay. And as I keep that heel up, I'm going to push both arms together, keep my head so that my chin's drawn in. I'm very aware of my inner thigh on the leg that the heel is down. I'm pushing through my heel. 2 more. And last one. And then I place the heel down and I'm ready for the other side. So pick up your other heel. Place your arm down. If you want more tension on the band, find it. And you're going down and up. It's as though you're just pulling something down to the other side of the body. The shoulder does a little bit of a rotation, but it comes out of it. And the seated position is into the heel down on the floor foot. My knee doesn't travel forwards. It loads at the heel of that floor leg. I come across and go down and stay. And so as I push with my upper body, what happens here is you're creating a closed link or closed chain position from the upper body to the feet. Okay, I'm then going to come back to center, pick up both heels, and yep, I'm quivering, but by pushing this band forwards, no part of me is able to sag. Okay, place your heels down, I'm too wide now, place your heels down, and then reach up, reach one arm over, side bend, and reach one arm over, side bend, reach both arms forwards, and hip hinge. So that means you're bent at the hips, and then down you go. Keeping a flat back if you can. If you can't, simply bend at the ribs. And bending the legs, tuck your bottom under, and return back. Position to the floor. We're going to sit in the middle of your mat. Same principles. As though you weren't using the band, and if you're not using the band, this all works, doesn't it? Take the band roughly in half. We're going to do a seated rolling down with the band around your feet. And the band is here to increase your stability whilst rolling through your spine. So I hold the band so that my feet are away from each other. So I've got a kind of normal hip width apart. I'm down on my heels, as it were, in the floor. I look at my knees, everything that we always talk about. I'm holding the band so that I've got thumbs up, elbows in, seated spine straight, big breath in. Exhaling then, lean back. Breathe in just here. My arms have stayed by my knee joint. Now breathing out, roll off your sitting bones, lay the lumbar down and look for the symmetry of the spine as you lay all the way down. Have a huge inhale just here. Breathing out, listen to my cueing, nod the chin. Start rolling, you'll feel the tension of the band allow you to bend the elbow and roll through the spine sequentially and sit up tall, collarbones wide open. Inhaling, breathe out, pelvic floor, watch your thigh bones people, pull your hip bones back, 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 lay the lumbar down, pubis to ceiling, lengthen through the body, and big breath in here, breathe out again, big breath in, exhaling, bending your elbows, and you open, open, open. Breathe deeply in. Exhaling, tuck your bottom under. This should be pleasant because you can use the band tension to take you more accurately where you wouldn't go, so it mobilises the spine. Next time as we start coming up, exhale, nod, roll up, 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 and then stay in your backwards lean. So in the backwards lean position, you're going to take the hands up and see if you can float your legs up, and then float the heels down. If you need to hold the band tighter, open the shoulders, have your arms wide if it helps you not, close the chest. So can you see that? I'm in the seated lean back. Some of you will be slightly tucked under. You know you're in the right place when this goes straight to the abdominals and straight to the hip flexors, but does nothing to your lower back. So I lift and lower. Exhale, it's teaser, isn't it? So you're assisted into your teaser position. If you keep your elbows pulled into the sides of your rib cage, you're going to get everything you need to make more happen at the junction between the thigh and the trunk muscles, the abdominal muscles. Okay, the next time your heels go down, let them stay down, and we're going to find ourselves lying on the floor and the 100 position. So I'm going to reposition myself on the mat, lying on the back. Your feet will go back into the band. Okay, so look for symmetry, as we know. Hold your band. Again, the tighter you hold your band on this one, the more you make it easier for you to achieve. So if that's what you need, that's what you do, because it's retraining you. I'm going to have my elbows bent, my legs bent, I'm tabletop legs, I'm imprinted. Big breath in, leaving my hands where they are, breathe out. I'm going to push my legs away and roll up to the base of the scapula. Inhaling, my elbows bend, my knees bend. Breathe out. And inhaling back. So in the front of this 100 position, you're assisting the journey up, which might mean you can send your legs lower, but never so low. Feel it in your back, or your lower back moves off the floor. So you are in imprinting. Exhaling, arms straight, legs straight. Inhaling, flowing back again. Exhale, arms straight, legs straight. And inhaling, pushing back. Think of the band, push your feet into the band to get the best out of the connection. Inhale. Let's think about that. Exhale, push your feet into your band. Inhaling. Breathe out, push. Inhale and back. Exhale and push. Hold the band in one hand and then leave your legs where they are. Put your hand behind your head. Breath out, push. Inhale. So now you've got that sense of oblique roll. So both legs are still doing exactly the same thing, but you're rolling up, holding the band in one hand, and the other hand is behind your head. You're pulling your thighs tight together. So what does the band offer you here? It allows you to work with more extreme position in the legs, because you're able to stabilise and support. Okay, we're going to change sides, go back to tabletop legs, bring the band across, other hand behind the head that you own, and breathing out, start to expand, and inhale, return. Look for your alignment. Inhale and return. So I'm now demonstrating how you can push, lower down further, as long as the lumbar spine does not move off the imprint, and as long as there's no back pain. The hand that's holding the band, for me, I've got it in a position where I can feel some connection to my upper body, to my armpit oblique, nothing in my neck or my shoulders. And the breathing out breath is allowing this to work. One more. Okay, and let that go. Ready for your 100. Pull your arms down, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so now you should feel a really deep oblique as my legs go down. I can feel the obliques. But the band helps me stay connected so that rather than anything pulling anywhere unduly, I'm getting it right through where I need it. If you need to take your head down on the upper space, do, but whichever way, it should all deep, deep, deep obliques. One more. And come back in and let that go. Okay, final activity, lying on your back. Put your band across your hip, the hip bones. Make the hands, arms as tight as you can, palms down. Heels are under your knee joints, and you've got your hip rolls, and you're tuning into the band feel. So breath in, exhaling and tuck. Push your hips against that band, feel the connection with the hamstrings, breathe in and breathe out, and down you go. If you want the band tighter, either take your arms wider but keep your shoulders reaching away from your neck. Whichever way, this will lead to your hamstrings. Breathing out, I'm thinking of the band pushing it up. That push of the band should go straight to increased hamstring connection. Obviously I'm making sure that my thighs are doing the alignment through the hip. Up you go, and down you go. Exhale the rib cage, melt and roll. Inhale into the position, pushing your hips against the band. Exhaling, feel for the reorganisation and symmetry of the pelvis. You've got two more. Inhale, press into your heels. Breath out. One more, push into your heels. Push into your band and return that back down. Wonderful. Okay, your next position is kneeling. Take your time. So in this position, the band will go behind your hips. When I say your hips, it's your bum cheeks. So I'll show you sideways. Now the people that are lordotic have true bottoms. I would be the classic lordosis person with a backside. So the band sits nicely on a round bum. The band can slip up and down, or someone who's flat back, you often don't quite know where that position is. All I can get you to know is it's below the sacrum, tailbone area, and when it's the right position, if you hinge back, you'll find that the band stays where it belongs. The other thing to note in using the bands here is, if you're wearing cotton clothing, that's great. If you're wearing nylon, certainly my band won't slip because I've got cotton on and it's a latex, it's sticky quite, to be honest. But you hold your band here, and I suppose the best thing we could do for you is initially just lean back as though you're creating this connection between your upper body, trunk area, and your stretch into your hips. We've been doing this stretch frequently to make sure we keep that connection. You can push your band further away as you lean back, and you can lower it down again. That increase of tension is simply known as a closed chain connection. In other words, it's helping your brain know exactly what should be core tensioning. Nothing's in the back, everything's in the quad, through to the hip bones, and let that go. You're now ready, so that band is tensioned, to go to hands and knees. If you've not seen this before, have a look. The palms are flat, my band is between my thumb and the heel of my hand feels the rest of the band threading through to my wrist. I'm going straight into the prep for this. Hands are spread, everything's level. The band doesn't change anything about your general setup, people. We're going to do cat stretch and cow stretch, so big breath in. And then breathing out, remember you roll the spine, pelvic tilt, feel the band as you pelvic roll. Stay for an inhale, and then feel the band as you send your sitting bones, increase the tension as you open. Crown of the head to the ceiling, so the band feels a little bit more stretched there. It's subtle, but it's definite. Exhaling and repeat. Inhaling into that flexed spine area and exhaling, feel the band tension increase as you get the feedback and travel all the way into shoulders away from neck, armpits, crown of the head to the ceiling, and then find yourself into a relatively flattened spine. In theory, it's a neutral position, but I think you're safer thinking flat sacrum. From there, with the next breath out, hover the knees, find your pyramid, and inhale and lower. Exhaling, it's a look for your toes. Can you feel the band stretch in this moment? And inhale, feel the band tension decrease, lowering down, breathing out. I think of the band and my hips, they lift high with my heels. And then I think of the reducing tension, feeling it as I feel my breath lower me down. And again, breathing, hips high, heels high, and lowering back down. Do me one more. Exhaling, core. Hip lift, heel lift. Inhaling, controlling the journey down. And then your reward for a moment is to reach your hands relatively wider than your mat and just sit back, hopefully without losing the band. And then you come back to position again. And finally, you've got your rocking. So big breath in. Tuck your toes under. Connect your armpit, shoulders away from the neck. Hover the knees. And push as though sliding your spine against the ceiling. If your spine was flat to the ceiling, it feels really intense because of the band at the moment, but it's really connected. Keep breathing. 4 more. Push back away from your hands. Push into the band. 2 more. Into the band. 1 more. And now we've got some magic. Let the band go. And you're ready to do a similar sequence again. And notice whether you feel, ooh, lighter. Here we go. Back to hands and knees. Toes tucked under. Let's go straight back to our pyramid. Exhaling, float. Inhaling and lower. How much lighter is your body? So the band gave you a myofascial connection, okay? Done a lot of training on the myofascia and connective tissue, and that's one of my key exercises for making the body speak to the body, as it were, when we don't really know what we're asking for. Okay, make this your last one, and then stretch out your wrists. There was a lot of wrist work there. Don't be afraid when you're doing this video to stop and think, I need to shake out my wrists. I was trying to get through stuff that was relevant in that moment. I'm going to finish this section with the lunge. So, if you've no time to do the lunge just now, just go. It's fine. But the lunge is the final thing I wanted to teach the body. So you've got your normal squat position. You stand, put the band under one foot, step forwards with it, and make sure that from left to right, you've got your width, diagonal line, heel high. You know this position. Hold the band so that it's flowing over sideways and squat. We'll do it slightly backwards, pull of the squat and up. So going down and up, and then to get more happening, stretch and open and. Again, the connection is an expand and expand. So you know the base move, you're still coming backwards with your hips and your knee, but you're opening, using more obliques therefore, and toning and training the chest. My arms feel as though they're pushing sideways, as though lined up with my knee joint, that's the front knee. Push. If it gets too intense on your shoulder, you must stop. Okay, just do one more. Let that go. Step back. I'm aware that some people plan to 30-minute moments, so I'm rushing through. Final activity for the other side. Get everything level. Find the tension you want. So I can't emphasise enough. You have to take time with the setup on the band. So not only being challenged stability here, but also using the band with equal tension both sides. Looking to feel nothing in the neck or the shoulder, and you're going to crouch backwards and up. So for your first few going muscles, as it were, getting the body going, just hinge and make sure the right things are happening in the right places, which is hamstring, glute on the front leg, and then from here, expand. Bend your elbows in, take your arms wide. Have your palms facing forwards as you go out, so this position here, bend your elbows into the sides, the ribs come in. If you've now got the chance, think pelvic floor, transverse wall with the breath, along with stabilising. I nearly fell over just then talking. Okay. One more. It's that lunge that is a finished diagonal position here, and then let the legs come together and let the band go. Your final position to stretch, if you're still tuning in, can be here. This is pleasant. Hold your band as tight as you want to. So right now, I feel as though my arms are being pulled out of my shoulders. It's a lovely feeling. So the band resistance tension is pulling me away from my neck. I'm breathing, my knees are relaxed, crown of the head to the ceiling, and I'm going to let the tension pull me down one side. Have a big breath in. I'm obviously in neutral posture. Exhaling, the other side will pull me up. So as I allow the tension to reduce on the side bend side, breathe in, and then let the tension created on my long side now to return me back up. So I'm not fighting anything, I'm flowing. And returning back up. Last time. Big breath in and back up. Okay, cross, over, and once again, so I've crossed my hand to the band, so I've got that band either side. I want as much tension as possible for this. It's a lovely stretch. So from there, this is what's going to happen. I can feel the stretch already. I allow my arms to be pulled down. I'm going to nod the chin and allow that band's tension to roll me down to the floor. Pull my hands as wide open as I can over my feet. The band is wrapped around my feet now. My chest is wide open. My legs are straight but not locked to the knee. I can feel my hamstrings, and then keep the tension wide. Tuck the bottom under as you roll back up again without locked out legs. I'll show you last time from the side. I'm holding my band really tight. Exhale, my knees soften. I do a bit of a squat, then I bend, taking my arms wider, wider, wider as I go down. My head hangs, my arms are reaching. I breathe in, exhaling. Keep my arms reaching as a round rolling through the seat area. Up. I stand tall. I roll my shoulders, pull the band sideways, and let it go. At which point you should feel light and lovely. So, thank you. Have a lovely, lovely day, whatever you're doing and whenever you see this. And I will do a technical tutorial. I've done it actually. I will have that to post as well for those that have never done band and are newer to Pilates. Stay safe, stay well, and every morning at 10 we will do a live streaming Monday to Friday. See you soon, everybody.